class, here's Miss Vaseline with day 9 of your ELA packet. I'm just going to go through it. First, we're going to start with your assignments review for today, for day 9. And I'm just going to go over the reading and the writing because the math and science is in a different packet. I'm just going to go over the reading assignments and then I'll get to the writing assignments later in the packet. Later in this video. For your reading, you're going to read describing characters. You're going to read cow tales. Are we there yet? You're going to answer the questions that go with the story, and you're going to respond to the writing prompt in your reading journal. Let's review the describing characters. So the describing character, remember a character is a person or a lifelike animal in a story. And you can learn a lot about the story, about what the character is thinking by what they say and do. So when I'm reading this, I want you to think about what does the character say, do, and feel. Are we there yet? A voice shouts. The voice is coming from the back of the herd of the cows. Cowboys are leading 500 cows along a rocky trail. They've been traveling on the path for weeks, but they still have a long way to go. Who said that? The trail boss yells. He yanks on the reins to stop his horse. He glares at his team with one angry eye. Remember, glare is another word for stare. The other cowboys are afraid of the trail boss. They stay quiet. A cowboy named Wayne looks over at the young cowboy who is shouting. Wayne has been herding cows his whole life. He often helps new cowboys. And the young cowboy surely needs help. He's sliding off his saddle. He looks like he is riding a horse for the first time. Hey, new kid, what is your name? Wayne asks. Then he fixes the young cowboy's saddle. My name is Jelly, the young cowboy says. He tries to drink from his canteen. Water splashes his face. Well, listen, Jelly. The trail boss does not like when the cowboys ask questions. You want to know if we're there yet? Just ask me. Don't make a fuss. Wayne holds up a map. Wow, where did you get that map? Jelly asks. It's Zeb's map, says Wayne. He points at a cowboy behind him. Hello, I'm Zeb, the cowboy says. He is pulling a cart full of maps. Wayne shows Jelly the map. We will follow this trail for hundreds of miles, Wayne says. We must cross mountains, keep our cows safe, and end the trip by winter. So please stop asking that annoying question. What question? Asked Jelly. Are we there yet? Shouted Wayne. Quiet, the trail boss yells. He glares at Wayne with one angry eye. Jelly shrugs his shoulders. So we're not there yet? He asks Wayne. Wayne shakes his head. No, he says. We are not even close. They continue on their rocky journey. All right, now that I'm finished with the story, I'm going to put a check because we did read the describing characters. I'm going to put a check next to read cow tales. Are we there yet? Because we did that. And now we're going to answer the questions that go with the story. Which key details tell how much more the cowboys will be on the trail? So I notice it says in the second paragraph, they have been traveling on the path for weeks. So that tells me that they've been traveling for several weeks. And then it says, but they still have a long way to go. So I'm going to underline, but they still have a long way to go. Because that tells me how much more. So I'm noticing that A says the cowboys still have a long way to go, which is what I underlined. But I'm going to see what B and C says before I underline that. B says the cowboys have been traveling for weeks. That tells me how long they were, but not how much more. And then the cowboys are leading 500 cows. Oh, that doesn't tell me anything about the trail, so I'm going to underline A. Remember, I'm only going to model the first one, and then the rest you need to independently do on your own. So I'm going to read the questions, though. So question 2 is, how does a trail boss feel? Complete the sentence. The trail boss is... Question 3. Which character is the new young cowboy? You're going to circle the answer. Question 4. How does Wayne help Jelly? Question 5. What does Zeb have that cowboys need? Complete the sentence. Zeb has a... Question 6. Read the underlined text. Look at what Wayne says. Why does he say this? Question 7. Look at what happens in the beginning and middle of the story. What happens at the end? Choose the correct picture. Now, since I've gone over the questions, I'm going to put a check. So now it wants us to respond to the writing prompt in your reading journal. Remember, your reading journal looks like that. And then you have the cowtails. Are we there yet? So it says, you just read cowtails. Are we there yet? Which word best describes Wade? Use 2 details from the stories to support your answer. Choose one word from the word bank for your first sentence. So from the word bank, it says angry, helpful, goofy, kind. So notice it just starts with Wayne is. I would pick one of those words and then provide some additional details as to what in the story makes me think that. So now I'm going to put a check next to respond to the writing prompt since I just went over that. And then I'm going to move on to rating. Rating is choose a prompt from the calendar and then draw a picture and write your response in the writing journal. So your writing journal looks like this. So I was looking at some of the writing prompts and I'd gone over some others. And I really like describe something you would do if you knew you couldn't fail at all. I think that's pretty cool. But you can choose whatever prompt you'd like to write about. But I would like to write about that one today. So if I was going to do it, I would do that because I think that's a really cool one. Gets me thinking. And then here you can use this anchor chart to help you to turn that prompt around to start your sentence, to explain it to the reader, to have 2 or 3 sentences that is going to explain why you think that, and then you're going to close it. And remember, this is why, and you're going to turn that prompt around. Remember, your sentences start with a capital and end with punctuation. And then you can write about it. So now I chose a prompt from the calendar, and I draw and write about my response in the journal. And you are now done with your reading and writing video in your packet. You may now move on to the math and science for information on that video. I'll see you tomorrow for day 10.